So today, sauerkraut. Love sauerkraut, this sort of pickled German and Eastern European cabbage, which isn't coming out of the jar. You buy it ready-made in a jar. You can make your own, but it takes about 3 days, so that's kind of putting it outside the 5-minute category. So I'm just going to put about a pound, 500 grams of the sauerkraut, and that's going to make a really generous portion for one person, or a pretty good portion for 2 people, in fact. And I'm just going to give it a rinse. You just need to rinse off the sort of acid and salt that's on the cabbage already. So that's just getting a quick rinse. And while that's going, I'm going to heat up the pan and pop a little bit of butter in the pan, and I'm going to cook some kabanos, which are kind of Polish sausage, to go in it. Now, in fact, they're ready cooked, so it's really a case of kind of heating them through, but they're going to give a lovely porky flavour. Cabbage loves pork, so they're going to give a really lovely flavour to the mix. Now, the thing about sauerkraut, when you're buying a jar, it's really worthwhile having a look at the jar and checking that it's not made with any vinegar. Real sauerkraut should be made just with salt, and as it ferments, it makes its own sourness. So if it's got extra vinegar added, it's going to be probably too sour. You could still use it, but it will need a really good rinse. Okay, so that's just sizzling away. I put a couple of those little sausages in. You could put more in if you fancy it. It's up to you. And I'm also going to add a little bit of fennel seed, which is just going to add a little bit of flavour and a little bit of crunch as well. You could also use caraway seed. But the caraway seeds are quite little and they don't give you that nice texture. And also I kind of prefer the taste of the fennel seed. There we go. So, I'm just going to slice up this onion, just roughly, with no need to do it too beautifully. And this is just some spring onion. And I'm using spring onion particularly because it will cook very quickly. Or in fact, if it doesn't cook through, spring onions are nice raw as well. Oh, that's sizzling away nicely. I'm getting a bit of smoke off that, so I don't want that to burn. So I'm just going to stir in those onions, and I think my cabbage will be ready now. So give it a good squeeze. There we go, and in it goes. Beautiful. Okay, and give it a stir around. I can go back on heat now, and now it's really just a case of that getting really nice and hot through. How am I doing for time?
You've got 2 minutes, 9 seconds.
Okay, so we're all right. We just need that to get lovely and hot through. Now to go with that, I got a bit of sour cream. Again, that's a very kind of traditional Eastern European thing, and that's just going to add a bit of richness to the dish. But you don't have to use it. If you're watching your weight, you could leave it out, but it is nice.
Could you use yoghurt as a substitute?
You could use yoghurt. Yoghurt would be great, actually. Good idea. I'm liking that. Probably Greek yoghurt. Be nice, you know, quite a creamy yoghurt. But that would be good. Okay, so how is that doing? I'm just going to taste this with a fork for seasoning. It will probably be salty enough because, as I said, it's kind of pickled in salt. But it might need a little bit more. It might need a bit of pepper. Plenty of salt. Just going to add a bit of pepper to that. Nice bit of spice. The fennel seed flavour is really coming through, which I love. So that actually is more or less ready. That's nice and hot now. Now, if you want to, you can add a little bit of wine to this. That's also very traditional. I'm just going to add a few drops of wine. You could add chicken stock if you prefer, or vegetable stock, or even a bit of water. And that just gives it a nice little extra bit of moisture if it's looking a little bit dry.
55 seconds.
Okay. Okay, I'm turning off the heat. And in it goes. I'm trying to do this tidily, not my strong point. There we go. That is a really healthy portion. That will keep you going through a cold winter's evening. There we go. And just finishing that off with that dollop of sour cream. There we go. And a little bit of dill. You could use parsley instead, or anything you like, just like that. Okay. There you go. Dig in.